All right, man. Shaun, how's it going?
Good, man.
Good. You still in Cali doing your thing?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, brother. Still fighting
Yeah.
the good fight.
Good, man. Good. It's good to hear from you, man. So those who don't know, Shaun, we were the co-creators of the Moonlighters Club experience. Uh, w- we were the co-creators. I was going to Suffolk. You were working at Suffolk. You were doing. I tell this people to people all the time, bro. You were campus police officer doing overnight shifts, doing stand up, doing acting auditions. We would do the podcast when we could. You were the first guest we ever had. Your life was crazy back then. And if I'm not mistaken, was your daughter, she had just been born somewhere around 20?
She
Yeah,
had just
right.
been born, 2012. Yep.
So, so you're doing all of that. You go to LA. Now you're doing your thing. We've seen you on a couple things. Was it the Marvels? Was it the Marvels? Was the
Uh,
preview I saw you on?
Madam Web.
I don't know my movies. Madam Web. So congratulations on that. I've seen you on Shameless. I've seen you on Madam Web. I've seen you on what's the cop show? Is it not the Rookie?
I was on a rookie.
Yeah, it was the Rookie. That's what
I
it
was
was.
on a rookie, and I was on 911 most recently. I did the
Yeah,
season finale.
yeah, man. But how's everything been? You're doing it, man.
Man, just trying to push through, bro. We legit lost half a decade. You know what I'm saying? We had COVID for a few years. Then the strike. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, all things considered, I can't complain, even though I can. You know what I'm saying? I could find reason to complain, but like, you know, just given what's been going on in my time here in Los Angeles, man, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
I remember you heading out when you went there. Why did you were doing stand up and also doing acting, and I remember you deciding to focus more on the acting side. And we have. I'll make sure I start sharing your clips, man. They're really good. What was the reasoning behind the shift?
So acting was always the end goal, right? Like stand up was more of a vehicle for me to get into acting. And then when I got out here to LA, and the first year I was doing stand up, I was hitting all the places you needed to hit. I was getting on. I was fortunate enough to get on a couple of the happening shows that you need to be on. I was getting up at this show called Potluck at the Comedy Store, and that's a real important mic. It's probably the most important one there, and I was getting up on that, you know, at least once a month, and I was doing the things, but it was just tiring, bro. Like it's too much. It's too much. And then having already been established in Boston, right, and coming to LA, it was just like, damn, because you got to start over. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine working your way up and becoming an executive in a company, and you move to another city, right, and you go to apply for that same job, and they're like, oh, great, I see your resume, mailroom. And you're
Yeah.
like, bro, I was an exec back here. Like, what you mean? What you mean? What you mean? Mailroom what? Nah, look at my credentials. Nah, that's great. Oh, that's cute, but mailroom. So, I had to start all over. And it was I just didn't have it in me, man. Comedy, I feel like is a young man's game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing those late shows and it's different when you have responsibilities, you have kids. It's tough. It's tough to really be available like that.
Yeah, and I don't have near the experience you do in that area. I remember working at the Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis, and the end game was acting for everybody. And there were people who were doing well in stand up, and I remember I wanted to get into something related to comedy, but the way they were living when they were winning at stand up, like just stand up, nothing else, was crazy. It was
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm just on the road. Like I eat off the road, so I'm on the
Mhm.
road all the time. People would come from like Warner Brothers and they'd have showcases, and these execs would come in, maybe laugh twice and be like,
Mhm.
I'm out. And everyone would get dejected and then go back at it. And there's folks I've checked back on, just like going up, I just loved Acme, but like going through it and you're like, oh, that person was there 6 years ago as a opener. Now they're a headliner, but it's like this regional thing. And you're like, bro, like that grind is insane, man. Like it's basically you just grind yourself to dust. and if you're lucky, the crowds get bigger. If that's what you love to do, do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. But after learning about that, I'm like, damn, bro, that's it's nuts.
I mean, of the people I came up with in comedy, I know less than a handful that are legit stand-ups. Like legitimate, that's what they do. That's how they pay their bills. They do 40 weekends a year minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough. You gotta love that. You gotta really love being out on the road. Now, just to kind of go back a little bit, you're right. Like a lot of comics, especially out here, they try to either get in the writer's room or acting. A lot of them try to get in the writer's room. Because once you get in the writer's room, once you get into WGA and you get into different writing circles, it's easy for you to get those jobs. And those jobs take care of you. You know what I'm saying? You work the length of the season and you get paid good money. You can do stand up at your leisure. You don't have to be out there 40 and 50 weekends a year, doing Elks Lodges and shit. Um, you ain't got to do that. Can I curse on here? My bad.
Yeah, yeah. Go. No, you're good.
Uh,
You're good.
um, doing Elks Lodges and going from place to place, like, you know, it's not for everyone, and not everyone gets the cream of the crop in terms of like not everyone's headlining, not everyone's getting like those well paying gigs. That's the upper echelon in comedy. There's a lot of guys that are middle of the road, and they're just scraping by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but what the industry does for you, like entertainment, whether you want to act or be a writer, you could be a middle of the road comic and thrive. You can get into a writer's room. You don't got to be
Huh.
great.
Okay.
You don't got to be great.
Okay.
You just got to be solid,
Yeah.
and people got to like you. That's the number one thing in entertainment. People got to like you.
That's so crazy when you say that because like it's been said for a while, but the difference is if I'm in like I've always worked in like startups and stuff like that, and my wife's more corporate than I am. But if you're there are a lot of assholes making a lot of money in corporate America. It is what it is. Some are running the company, some aren't. Like there are certain people who just really get it at like spreadsheets and finance and like their role in operations and product. There's a lot of jerks getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Not in media, man. If you're if you're in LA and everyone thinks you're the worst person in the world, bro, people don't eat. And now that I'm older and I'm looking back on it, we saw it play out for so many folks real time. It's kind of insane when you think about it, man. Like cats are just like, nah, he's difficult. Get him out of here, and
Get them
that's
out.
it.
That it's and you can say that about any industry or any place, but here it's very much a vibe town, bro.
Man,
Are
uh,
you a vibe?
what was it like when you when so you got out there and for someone who wanted to start like you were starting or do what you were doing, what was that first year like? I'm always curious to hear because all I hear is horror stories from Los Angeles. But you're like, I'm moving, trying to get things going. What happened? Like, what do you even do? What do you got to do? Get audition? Like, what do you like? Yeah, where do you go? I'm just so curious about the process.
Well, the thing is, you got to fight the adjustment phase. It's a rough adjustment coming to Los Angeles, especially for me from the East Coast. This place is like a foreign country, bro. It's like another country. It's legit like moving to Serbia and trying and trying to adjust. but I'm American, right?
Yeah,
Um, it's rough. You gotta get used to everything being so spread out, and you know you spend a lot of hours in your car, a lot of time in your car, a ton of time in your car. You waste. You spend a lot of time dying in your car, bro. You know what I mean. So it's that. It's the people, the mindset, right? Like adjusting, getting used to. It's just different type of people. These aren't East Coast people. It's different.
yeah,
Um, the job market is worse. You know what I mean? It's great lower paying than what we're used to. Back home, back in Boston, you can be a janitor and make $38 an hour, $35 an hour, like seriously. Um, you know, Lower paying jobs, higher cost of living, the highest cost of living. So it's a lot of that, right? So it's that, it's adjusting to the new place, your environment, and then now for stand up or for acting, it's jumping into that. Like the competition pool is crazy, right? From it's a real hard. It's that figuring out how to navigate. Um, that was tough. Stand up, if you're funny, you just got to play the waiting game. You can get in, especially if you're funny. If you're solid, at the very least, a solid comic and likable. You just gotta wait it out. Um, and hit the right spots, get cool with the right people. Acting now on the acting side, for me, it was just what I did was I figured out where I wanted to be, what my just destination was, and then just basically reverse engineered. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much what I did. It's like, okay, I want to be on TV. How do you get on TV? You need an agent. How do you get an agent? Well, you need real solid marketing materials. You need headshots. Who are all the top headshot photographers? Okay, cool. You need demo reel footage. How do I get demo reel footage if I don't have the money? Well, you got to do student films at AFI or UFC. You got to do 48-hour film festivals. You got to do all these things and get your marketing materials. And um, then when you get the representation, it's like, well, how do I book? Well, you got to know what you're doing. Well, how do I learn? How do I learn? I have to go to class. I gotta scout this class, this teacher, this acting studio. Um, you got to figure out, oh, television, it's audition. You need audition technique. What do you want to do theater? Like, what do you want to do? Like, it was just a lot of years of research and trial and error. Um, to me, it's the path isn't difficult to understand it. It's just difficult to travel. Right? It's not difficult to figure out what the path is or how to get to your destination. It's just, can you get on that road, and can you sustain? Can you survive? Um, you need a lot of mental toughness. You know what I'm saying? LA ain't for the faint, bro,
Damn.
at all. So that's me trying to give you the skinny without
Yeah.
talking too much.
Yeah. Because I remember you telling me that you were meeting folks who just got caught, who got kind of defeated, right? Like I remember you telling me that there were folks who had a couple things, couple blips, and then they're just there, like just chilling, man.
Bro, it's so easy to fall by the wayside. You got to be resilient. Like straight up, it's because there's a lot of talented homeless people out here. Straight up, I see
Yeah.
the most gorgeous homeless people. Yeah, oh, this girl used to be a model, or that guy was probably, what I'm like. Seriously,
Damn.
some of the most beautiful people I've seen is outside. Um, they didn't they didn't survive,
Damn.
and if I could give any type of advice to anyone watching, don't be afraid to go back home and regroup and come back. Don't be afraid to do that. It's not the end of the world if you have to go back to where you at. Just go back to your comfort zone, regroup, and come back. Because the one thing you don't want to be in LA is desperate. You don't want to be desperate out here. That's when you start to compromise yourself.
We've been hearing a lot about that, man. I've always the two cities, for New York and LA, where you're like, bro, if you go there and things don't work, you're gonna be on the street, man, and doing various things. And I felt like New York was a fast burn with it. Whenever you hear about New York, it's like someone steals your stuff immediately. You're out there doing questionable stuff because it's hard. But LA was kind of that slow burn desperation because the payoffs in LA are like the payoffs that people dream about. Like I was just
Hmm.
walking around, all right, audition, and someone said, "Yo," and you do hear those stories occasionally, like, "Oh, you're pretty, be in this." Now they're a superstar, blah blah. Blah. So like people go there or live that life thinking, nah, it's just all it takes is the one. So they're just kind of waiting around. But then it's really easy to get lied to. Because if you're out there like, bro, all I need is just one opportunity, someone else can just come up and be like, I can give you that. Come on, come hang out. I'll give you that. I know someone who knows someone, and then you're,
It's Bro, it's foolish thinking because it's like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Dog,
Uh,
I can go to the liquor store. Any one of these tickets could be the one.
yeah, that's a good point.
Any one of the tickets in that lottery store can be the one that make me,
Yeah.
right? It's like you go in the lottery, you go in the liquor store, you see a scumbag over there near the Keno machine talking about, hey man, I know what ticket you can get. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I can tell you which one. Just come over here for a second. These people, you buy into that. Like it's no, that's it. Every time I hear those stories,
Yeah.
because everybody got a story. Everybody, you not everybody, but like these people you see blow up, you know, they love to tell this story. Oh, I was sleeping in my car, and I was trying to make ends meet. They slept in their car for one night, really. Everybody gassed the struggle. The struggle don't be that crazy. You slept in your car for one night, and you got a cousin that works at Paramount. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell the whole truth. People be tucking they nepo plugs. Um, it's yeah, it's a fairy tale, bro. Like it's this. I think you really need to figure out what it is you want. You got to be realistic.
Yeah.
Like if your dream is to win big on the Powerball, come on, man. It's a probability of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really
When
got
you
to put things in perspective. Like, and I'm not saying don't dream big, but just have realistic goals or be realistic about you know the likelihood of these dreams coming true.
what was when did you start seeing a shift? Because I know I saw a lot of the stuff you're doing, plays,
Mhm.
headshots. When you start, what do you think it was where you started getting momentum? Was it just you getting your work out there more often, networking, or did you yourself feel like, nah, man, I've been putting work in. I'm nice now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, did you kind of start getting a sense of, no, I'm starting to master this. This is starting to make sense.
Yeah, all of the above, bro. Um, Definitely, it's just putting the work in, putting in the work, putting the hours in, and yeah, it's like little by little, I started getting things. But it's real easy to like gratitude is something that I've been practicing, right? Because it's real easy to take for granted your accomplishments when your eye is on the prize. Your eye is like, I'm trying to really get there, and I think a part of that is having a strong support system of friends, family, people that reel you back in. Like, yo, man, this don't sneeze at that right there. That's pretty dope. Like, bro,
Yeah.
my uncle saw you. Like, yo, ain't that you? So really I really had to take the time to like just slow down and really, you know, uh, relish my accomplishments.
Is there any role that you cherish more than the others, where you're like, you could, just looking at the footage, thinking about the process, you're like, yeah,
It's probably all the stuff I've created myself, bro.
really?
To be honest with you, like City Dreaming, the little web series we did.
That was
When,
yo, that was amazing, bro. That was desperation on film, bro. That was
yeah,
that was yo, that was good.
that was, and it wasn't too difficult for me to tap into that because I was there, bro. That's not the same exact circumstances. I didn't sleep in a car. I said I'm not sleeping in nobody's car.
Yeah,
I said that
yeah,
I came here grown ass man. I'm like, I ain't sleeping in no whip. I ain't
yeah.
doing that shit. People love the yeah. I slept up. Fuck out of here with that. I ain't sleeping in no car, bro. My father ain't sleeping in no goddamn car. Fuck out of here. I get 8 jobs, and I literally had 8 jobs. I was not sleeping in no car. Um, but yeah, that was because me and my homeboy, Ason Rose, shout out to Ason Rose, real talented DP. It's pandemic. We was all at home. Everybody was at home. He hit me up one day like, yo, you want to shoot some shit? It's like, yeah. He was like, I got a car. We can dirty it up, make it look like you living in it. And I was like, okay, I'll be there in an hour, and I'll have a little map of a story for us to, and some plot points for us to hit. and boom, that's how that happened. Like, and that wasn't written. You know what I'm saying? None of that wasn't really written.
Really?
Um, nah, we didn't write that out. 2-man team. We got some hands here and there, but mainly a 2-man team. But definitely, definitely proud of that work, bro,
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
so you wrote it wasn't written, so y'all were kinda just
We only wrote I wrote one episode, but it was just plot points, and we only intended to do a one off, right? We were just doing that one scene, and then people saw it, and it was like, "Yo, what's that?" Like, yo, that shit is fire. You got to keep it going, and
yeah.
that's how it happened. We just did another one, then we did another one, then we did another one, and it was cool, man. We ended up getting a production meeting out of it, but nothing came from that. But it's still something that I'm interested in developing.
You could a production meeting is, proof that it's proof. Like, that's what I'm starting to realize at certain, won't really call them failures or no's or whatever. You're like, someone saw it and was like, "Nope, this could be something." We may not
Mhm.
say yes, but we wanna be the ones who are around because they could come out and make if this shit gets huge, we gotta call them back. You're like, "Bro,
Right.
this could be something." Plus, that series is, like, everywhere. Like, every city could have a that. Like, I remember,
Hmm.
me and you used to talk about Money and Violence on, YouTube and how it was like
Yeah.
we loved it.
Yeah.
It's a gritty thing. But what I like about this is it's not about something so specific like that. It's about trying to make it. And bro, you could there's like 5 different there's so many different ways you could do it, so many different topics you could hit on, but with that main topic of, bro, like, this is how we live and we're trying to not. And it's like there's certain shows you watch where you can just feel the hunger, man. You can just feel the actual desperation. So I loved it, man. Yeah, where is it still available? Can people still find it? Stream it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's if you go on YouTube and you type in Ason Rose, Ason Aeson Rose, he has all the episodes on a playlist.
I didn't know you were working so much. What was it like juggling all the jobs and getting, you know what I mean, and pursuing this and getting auditions and stuff like that? How hectic was it?
Real tiring. I mean, it was at one point I was working 7 days a week, and I was working 4 jobs, 7 days a week, 9 shifts a week. I did that for like a season, and I remember talking to a friend, and they said, "It's like, yo, you got to slow down." It's like, what good is working so hard to accomplish all these things if you're going to be too tired to enjoy your accomplishments? And you know, that stuck with me. That stayed with me. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't keep burning both ends of the candle,
Yeah.
because you'll burn out. You'll burn out, man, for sure. So it fortunately, I started booking more and more things
Yeah.
from that time period, and making more money and got residual checks coming in from multiple different projects I've worked on already, and it's made things a lot easier for me. So I don't have to work as much. I don't work nearly as I don't work
Yeah.
nearly as much.
Good. I'm glad.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
glad.
So, but yeah, yeah, it was hard. It was, but you got to do it. It's L.A. Either you're a dog or a bone. Straight up, man. It's you do or die. Like either you do it or you. It's really that black and white.
How often do people turn over? Like, how many folks did you from when you first got out there, you're like, just, like, disappear? Or you see and you're like, "Yeah, you should probably go home." Like, I was like, how many people? Because I assume it's gotta be a lot, bro. Like, because I assume people are always coming.
Yeah, it's a few. It's a few. It's definitely because I've worked so many different jobs, and yeah, it's been quite a few people that have just moved. Like, yeah, I'm going back home, and again, I applaud them for that. Right? Like I say, that's the best thing you can do. If it's too much, get out, because you don't want to become desperate. But Yeah, yeah. It's the turnover's a little crazy, to be honest.
Has the climate changed a lot since you first got out there? Because what year did you get out there? Was it
20
what?
2017.
Okay, so 2017. You've been there for like mad, crazy renaissances, bro. Like Me Too, COVID, uh, like the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, bro. Like, I mean, now the whole Diddy thing. Like, you've seen a lot of crazy stuff, specifically focused on Los Angeles. It working there. Have there been changes in I don't know environments, scenes, things like that? Are people kind of, or is it like no, this is kind of still the same from what I remember when I first got out here?
Yeah, certain things have died down. What was worked to my benefit when I first got here was, it's gonna sound crazy, but um, uh, damn, what is the name of it? What is the name of that movement? Black Lives Matter movement, right?
Okay,
I forgot that. That's crazy. Um, that was a huge thing, and the industry was doing makeup calls, so they was casting number black people. It's so much shit, and I definitely benefited from that. I had white friends complaining, "Oh man, you're lucky, you're black, so it's a lot of stuff, because you're black, blacks in it." It was a lot of that shit. I think there's definitely been some shifts in terms of what's in, what's the new. Right now, it's Asian, right? Like Asian is Asian is in,
that's crazy how,
Well,
how the industry does that. They're just like, what are people complaining about? Ah, whatever. Let's just do
yeah,
this. Like,
that
you see it in the movies. You're
you
like,
see it. It's like my homeboy said, that George Floyd guilt, like
yeah.
that's tempering down, man. In terms of, yeah, Me Too is. I mean, that's, yeah. Diddy's like the thing, right? There's still cancel culture is still like, alive and breathing. Um,
I was gonna ask you that. Is that a real thing? We've been hearing after the whole like I hate when people get too deep with it. After the whole Club Shay Shay Cat Williams thing, when people were talking about um, selling their soul to the devil, I've never gone that deep. However, there is this sentiment that there are people who aren't that talented who just party with the right folks, do a bunch of weird stuff, and they get put on. It, yeah, what like you know what I mean? Like, have cats seen anything close to that? Or not even like what people do in the background, but do you think that people would do that in terms of people who have the budgets to do these movies, shows, whatever? They'd be like, "Yo, this person, I don't like them, but we did weird stuff together. Throw them on the show." Like, I don't know. Like, I sometimes I believe it, but then sometimes I don't because I'm like, "Damn, they're liable for this though. What if this person sucked? That they're what do you mean? What if they suck? Then you're out a lot of money."
yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I used to work at a members only club, so
Okay.
um, I've seen people move a certain type of way. You know what I mean? I've seen people, like, it's. I mean, I even had people kind of come at me, but not like super crazy, but definitely, you know, somewhat shoot they shot, like,
Yeah, yeah,
and I'm like, damn, it's fucked up.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if it's to the extent of what Cat Williams was saying. Like, I'm not one of them people that spend a ton of hours on YouTube. I don't go down rabbit holes of
Yeah.
Freemasonry and
Right.
Illuminati shit. Like, I don't get into that. But are people doing favors to get in certain positions? Oh, hell yeah, definitely. I believe
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's just certain careers don't really make sense to me.
yeah.
It's just certain people that have things going on with them, and I'm like, this person really isn't that talented. So
The one that's in my mind, and I hate name dropping, but whatever. We know each other for years. I hate to say it, man. I enjoyed watching this show with my wife, but the Gerard Carmichael thing is really odd to me because I'm like, I saw your stand up, I saw your show, you did Rafanio, everyone loved it. Um, it's taken a sharp turn in terms of your content lately, but it was weird because it was like you were there, then you were gone, now you're back. We're talking about this, your life, super personal stuff. It just seemed to take such a sharp turn, but then also come out of nowhere again. It was a weird resurgence. So that was the only time where I'm like, you know what? I could see the fact that people like you. People like having you around. You're probably fucking the crowd, the scene, the folks that you're in. They're probably like, oh, that's Gerard, man. He's chill. Gerard hang. You know what I mean?
His
Like, yeah.
From what I understand, his people fuck with him, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
There's people
yeah,
that I know that's connected to him, and he's put a lot of people on. He's put
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
black people on.
yeah.
Yeah, he's put people on, bro.
Because he
He
got to start up
definitely
at
showed.
stand up, right? Was he a stand
He,
up?
yeah,
Yeah.
he was at the store. He was a cat at the store, and I think they saw his potential. He definitely a ton of potential. My thoughts on him and his act was, I'm like, yo, this kid, he's gonna be dope once he figures it all out.
Hmm.
But he still needs to cook a little bit more. That's what I felt about him. But you see the potential there.
Yeah.
And he clicked up with the right people. He got a show that his show was popping. He stopped his show.
He stopped it.
His show didn't get canceled.
What?
Not from what I understand. I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it got canceled. I think he, or I feel like it it didn't get canceled for poor ratings.
Okay.
I think it got canceled for something that, just something behind the scenes, like business wise, or
Okay. Because it was cool.
so. Yeah, the show was good. My boy was on that. Well, a lot of people that was on that show. And it was doing great. And he had a real huge credit, like an above the line credit. He wasn't just the actor; he was like creator, right? Like producer. Those checks are different. That's them Seinfeld checks. That's those checks are different. EP, executive producer, created story, but those are different checks.
Okay.
So he was really doing his thing. Um, but yeah, as far as where he's at now, I haven't really been tracking it.
I just know he has a
Um,
reality show. I think he's on Max. I think he's on HBO Max.
he,
But it's about his life.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I know he had recently came out,
Hmm. On
and
Yeah, the Nathaniel special. Yeah.
yeah, and then you seen the nigga dressing like Grace Jones. This motherfucker looked just like Grace Jones in the '80s. The fucking little mini high top and shit. Like this nigga was in Boomerang.
Bro, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, the creator part, it's good to see certain people bringing that back. Speaking of that, you said you were looking at that again, right? You're looking to get back into the doing your own thing. What's that? Do you have the idea already? Is it shooting yet or no? You want to keep it vague?
We're in pre-production.
Okay.
I wrote
Okay.
a pilot. I wrote a pilot like towards the end of last year for a web series, and yeah, I can't wait to get it off the ground, bro. I think it's funny, and I think it can do well. I
Okay.
wanna get this web series going and then start, putting it in festivals because they have a category in film festivals for web series. So
Okay.
I think it's something I could do really well.
All right. When
Yeah. So
pre-production, when are you best case scenario, when do you get to start shooting?
it depends on the actors because like
Okay.
now I'm wearing a producer hat, so it's just this is different. So now
Okay.
it's like okay, I got the roles casted. I'm pretty much towards the end of casting, waiting to get this last person. But then it's like I gotta get everyone's schedule, and
Yeah.
I know one of my guys already is leaving on like the 23rd and gonna be gone for a little bit. So it's just like shit. Um, so it's all dependent on everyone's availability. But I want to get that first episode shot um by May, bro.
Okay.
And I have about 3 or 4 episodes in the chamber that I want to knock out. So um yeah, I want to get those going and hopefully have those done by the summer at some point.
All right, man. Whatever they're out, man, we're gonna circulate them things, man. This is gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it, man. I loved what was the Ace on Rose. What was the name of that series?
City Dreaming.
City Dreaming. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
gotta find those clips again. I loved it, man. So I'm hoping this is good. So you're do you in terms of shooting, writing? So you're I'm assuming you're gonna be involved in all of it, right? Like this is like you're writing the stuff. There's the way it looks. The editing, damn. Editing sucks, man. We have to do it for showcases. It's but it is the most you have to do it. Like if it's your vision, you gotta see it through.
You got to
See it
see it through.
through and it'll
I
look
actually, I actually love editing.
really.
Yeah, I love it. I really like editing. No, I get to work and nobody bothers me. Like it's I love that part. Like I edit all my own demo reels and stuff like that. Like I love to edit. So that's something that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, the last showcase we did in Baltimore it wasn't too long. What was it like 2 hours? Something like that. The thing that sucks with me about editing is just not doing anything else and like the sitting down. However, once you there are times where you'll do something, you're like, what if I try this? What if I tweak this? And you do it, you're like, I'm the fucking man. Like, yeah, this looks good.
Right,
So
right, right.
I do love what it could do for a project. I got to get better at just like shutting down because you're right. There are times where you're just in the groove and you're making stuff happen. But it's the most gratifying thing you can put together is when you're like, I did this. This 2-3 minutes that look like this,
Mhm.
and more often than not, because there's so much garbage out, people are like, bro, like that's cool. And generally because you put time in it. It's like that's cool. And you're like, oh shit, okay, it wasn't that crazy. I can keep doing this. I can continue to do it. All right, cool.
Mhm.
So no, I understand it. But yeah, all right, Shaun, we got a pilots to look out for. We'll look out for you and other means as well. I hope this pod goes really well, man. If there's any way we can help you, we'll help you promote, period. Uh but it was always good catching up with you, man. Where do you want? Where can people find you? Do you have content that you like to share, or links that you like to share, or a way for people to reach out?
Definitely. So Instagram, Shaun BG, SHAUNBG. TikTok. Now I'm using the TikTok more, and I gotta check and see what I don't even know the name of my shit on TikTok. Uh,
Yeah, I don't think I got.
Tik
Do I? Yeah, I don't even know if I have one, but I'm a
TikTok is just my name, Shaun Bedgood.
okay.
Yeah.
Shaun Bedgood. All right.
Hmm.
All right, Shaun. This was good, man. It's good to see you doing your thing. You know what I mean? Neither one of us are strung out on the street, bruh. Like
That's a lot, bro. That's an accomplishment, man.
it's been good, man. It's good to see that how long it's been a while, but it's been net positive for both of us, man. So I'm happy to see you do it, man. I'll be bragging like, yo, Omar calls me, my brother calls me, my boys who other people have been on the Moonlight Club like, yo, that's your boy Shaun. He was doing. I'm like, yeah, the train on the train. I'm like, yo, so yeah, it's been. We think it's a big deal, man. So uh, we love it. We love it, man. You're representing, man. You're doing your thing. The Celtics might win it all. Who knows?
I
Like,
mean, we them dudes is damn. We ain't got a dog. We need a dog, man.
yeah.
We
Porzingis
don't
is
got.
nice with the threes, but I don't know, man. Whatever.
Well, we
Y-
need a dog leader.
Yeah, yeah. We
You, I
don't.
mean, we had Pierce and Garnett
Yeah, that's
on
what
the
I hate.
same squad. Like we don't got a dog, and Rondo was a dog.
That's what I hate about Tatum and Brown. I think they're both talented, you know, but it's that like the fact that there were times where Marcus Smart was like, "All right, come on, what are we doing here?" And you're like, he's not the most talented, but he's the least scared every time. You're like, this dude is gonna go out here and make it happen. You do need someone who can do that while you're out there. So I agree. I agree. Hopefully we can put it together, man. But regardless, Shaun, thank you so much for doing this, man. Thanks for checking in. We're gonna check up on you soon. We got some projects we got to focus on our end. You have some projects to focus on. We're gonna check in on in May. Fuck it, I'm gonna push you. May. Let's see that pilot,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Let's
I'm
see
gonna
that
have it
pilot,
ready.
bro. See that pilot.
I'm gonna have
But
it ready.
hey, everyone listening, another episode of the Moonlighters Club. We'll see you on the next one.